The only way I think the Big Bang could happen is if like someone like God like aligned everything like that to happen. I think that's the only way something like, again, like how rare it would be to actually make it happen. I think someone would have to perfectly like align all the like dominoes per se. Like, so that's the only way I think it can happen.
Welcome to season 7 of the Finding Something Real podcast, friend. This is your host, Janell Wood, and I'm really excited about today's episode because I get to introduce a new co-host for a new season, somebody very special to me. And as you know, if you've listened to this podcast or watched this podcast before, every month we hope to have a different young woman sharing her faith story and allowing her the space to ask some honest questions about God or Christianity or anything about life. And so I am so grateful because today I'm joined by Lizzy. Lizzy, welcome to the Finding Something Real podcast.
Hi.
You got get a little closer to the mic.
Oh. Hello.
Now, in true Lizzy fashion, when I told her that she would make a great co-host and she agreed, she said, but can we do it a little different? Can we do it a little different? Can I come over and sit next to you and it will be better? And I tried to talk her out of it because this is, I mean, we're really close right now, right? The setup here is awfully close. But maybe we'll find out. We'll find out if it's better in person or not. Maybe. What do you think so far?
I don't know. I haven't done this before.
I'm used to the other formats, so this is funny. Anyway, Lizzy, I'm so glad that you decided to come on. You and I have known each other for a long time. For a period of time, I was your mentor while you were in middle school, and yeah. Do you want to add anything about how we know each other?
I don't know. You just like have been in my life for, I don't know. Was it 7th grade? Maybe
6th grade, I think.
6th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in there.
Yeah. And how old are you now?
Oh, I am 18, but this will probably air when I'm 19.
Oh. So, when's your birthday?
December 18th.
Oh, yeah. You'll be 19. Yeah. And the reason why we're recording it right now and why I didn't try to talk her into the remote thing, although I might after we find out how this works out, is because you are a world traveler. You went to Europe this summer. You spent quite a few months, right, over there, a few weeks.
Yeah, that was like September, it was like September, I don't know, like 7th or something to October, mid-October.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And then now you're headed to where?
Mainly New Zealand, but we're going to spend like, I don't know, 4 days in Australia for like New Year's.
Nice. Okay, so you'll be back sometime in January.
Yeah, I start school January 3rd, and I think I get back January 2nd, so that's fun.
Okay. Well, we may very well re-record this, but we're gonna keep on going right now. What's ironic is I don't normally record in person, hence why we're using the same mic, even though I know there's a way to do this. I have a second mic somewhere. But last night, Brian was trying to figure it out. That's my husband. And we couldn't figure it out. And it's something called Finding Something Real. So what's more real than having to have tech issues, which is what we've got going on here. But last year, my very first co-host, that was Gracie for season 6. And her and I did it, our recording in person as well at this table. So it's just, that was the only one that was in person last year.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if I'm going to feel like awkward, then you got to be here with me.
So. Okay.
I mean, I know you've done this, but like, still.
That's fair. Okay, Lizzy, tell whoever's listening a little bit about yourself. Tell them who you are.
Like what?
Like anything.
Like I'm 5'2"? I don't know. I did cross country my freshman and senior year. I like to run. I like my friends. My love language is quality time. And then maybe gifting. I don't know.
So it's good to know. That might explain why we're sitting at a table instead of over the computer. Although the quality time can be done over the computer. I just have to say. It's true.
I'm really bad at online.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Do you think this is bad?
It's not. It's not. Okay, Lizzy. You're good at math. I mean, I know these things from having spent years getting to know you. You're good at math. You're good at running. You're good at saying obvious things and making everyone laugh in the room without trying to be funny, which is a gift. And you're considering becoming a commercial airline pilot. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't know. It's I'm actually like looking into what it would take for it to happen, and I don't know, it's just seeming more and more realistic. So I don't know. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I can't remember, what did you want to be when you were 12? Do you remember?
Well, I wanted to be a teacher. That was probably in elementary school. I think that's every little girl, to be honest. Maybe an engineer?
Mm-hmm.
Was that?
I think
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Because you were telling me the other day, like everybody in your family is an engineer, except for your parents.
Yeah, well, when I look at like my cousins, and it's either engineers and then there's like two people that are business majors. And so it's like, I don't know.
And your brother, he's going to be an engineer?
Yeah, he's a mechanical engineer. He's about to graduate. He is, I don't know, half a year left.
Yeah. You guys are gifted in the left brain situation there. Lizzy, for whoever's listening, tell us, or tell whoever's there, just tell me, how did you grow up? Tell me about your childhood and up until now.
Are you talking about like my relationship, like my parents and how I with Christianity?
Whatever you want to share about growing up. I'll ask you specifically about religion later, but yeah.
Okay. I moved here when I was 2. I have lived in Chelan my whole life. Well, my whole life.
Where's Chelan?
So I started on the South Shore. That's where we moved when I was 2, and in 7th grade, I moved to downtown Chelan.
And that's in Washington State.
Oh, yes. I live in Washington State, United States, Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you moved into town.
Yep.
And we already established you have an older brother.
Yep.
And 2 parents.
Yep.
What was it like growing up in Chelan?
I've always liked it, but I don't know. I feel like more and more I'm realizing how like special it's been that I don't know. I just like Chelan is super, super safe, and like not everyone, because there's actually more people than you can know, but like so many people that like wherever you go, you're gonna run into people well, if you go to like Walmart, but like you might run into them, you might run away from them, but like you're just gonna see people and I think that kind of brings a sense of like community and like family. And also I don't know, Chelan's like really, really beautiful, and I'll go on like walks or runs, or just like even when I was walking home from school, I was like, dang, like I get to live here. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is the prettiest thing about Chelan?
I mean, right now, I know you viewers can't see it, but like out there, it's like there's snow and it's like foggy, and that's really pretty. But then also in like spring, when all the mountains are green and all the flowers, and honestly, all the seasons. And then like fall, all the leaves. Or last year, it was really pretty when we didn't have a fall, and so the leaves were still on the trees, but the edges of them froze because I don't know, like there's too much moisture or something there, and that was so pretty.
Yeah, and Chelan's known for the 3rd deepest lake in the United States, right? It's this long, narrow lake.
Yeah, I think 3rd deepest and either the cleanest. I think it might be the cleanest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a pretty special place. A lot of people are tourists here. In fact, your dad is a owner of a restaurant in town, and your mom makes jewelry, and she's very involved in the community. So you grew up in a small town, very involved, and got to be part of the culture of a touristy town in Washington State. Would you say?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I work at a restaurant, so maybe even more touristy involved.
Yeah. Where do you work?
Storm Mountain Brewing.
Oh, okay. So the same restaurant your dad works at.
Yeah, I'm a server now, so that's kind of fun.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I haven't been in there for a while. Okay, so that's how you grew up. What were you like as a kid? Tell me about you, besides the fact that your love language is quality time and maybe gifts.
I've been swimming probably since I was 2. They just started throwing me in the water, and so I'm like part fish. Yeah, at the water slides here. I was probably like maybe 4 or something. And I would tell them to like spin me and make me go backwards, and so I've always been like a bit of a daredevil. I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. And you're, and I mean this in the best way, you're a very unique person, would you say?
I mean, maybe, but to be honest, it's normal for me, and so I don't know what everyone else is like. I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah. What I mean, what I've observed is you're very bold in the things that you say, and you say what's on your mind, and you have a way, like I said earlier, of making people laugh because you do say things that come into your head, and it's kind of refreshing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say I'm like very honest, and I don't know. I'm blunt and direct. So I don't really like if someone, I don't know. I'm just, and also like you're only going to see a lot of times the people that you meet one time. And so like who cares if you embarrass yourself? Like they won't remember.
Okay. And you're also very thoughtful. I just want to say, because it was towards the end of our time, we used to get together. I think it was on Sunday mornings, meet at the Vogue, have apple juice. The Vogue is a coffee shop here in town, and just talk. And you one time asked me, "What's your favorite Bible verse?" And I told you Galatians 6:9 was one of my favorite Bible verses because it reminded me of my youth pastor. And Galatians 6:9 says, "Do not grow weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up." And then you very coyly, I think, asked to see my phone, or I don't remember exactly all the details.
Oh,
yeah. And then at your 8th grade graduation, you said, "I've got something for you," or your mom did. I don't remember. But you came up to me afterwards and you handed me this gift, and it was the sweetest, most thoughtful gift. Do you remember what it was?
I know it had the Bible verse on it. Do you still have it?
I think I still have the case. I definitely don't have the phone anymore. But for years, I had that, and it was on my phone. And it was so thoughtful. It was a very thoughtful gift. So anyway, lots of giftings here with you. So tell me about your faith journey. I'd love to hear more about that particular part of your life.
I don't know. I was like baptized when I was 3. And I don't know, I think part of having older siblings is always like looking up to them and admiring them. And then also my parents, like I think I've always, I don't know, were like, wow, they're cool. I don't know, just, yeah. And so I think like I did get baptized then, or no. I like said yes, invited Jesus into my heart. I don't know if I really knew what it meant then, honestly, at all. Mm-hmm. I think I just knew that that's what my parents and my brother did. And then I don't know, a few years later I watched my brother get baptized, and I think I realized I was like, oh, I need to do that. And so I got like baptized when I was, I think maybe 12. It was 5th grade. I've gone through different waves, but like one thing that these last, I don't know, 5 years, it's been like realizing that, I don't know, I feel like my faith wasn't necessarily my own. And so it was, part of it was like trying to make it my own and not like my parents' faith. And then also like I am a very curious person, so I ask like a lot of questions. Like in school also. Like I'm not even necessarily trying to be a teacher's pet. I'm definitely not trying to be a teacher's pet. I just like I have to ask questions. That's how I learn. And so like I don't know, I feel like sometimes I like don't ask the questions and sometimes I don't know. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Or I do and I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Do you sometimes feel like you have questions and then you don't ask them and then it's not something that you really relate to because you haven't untangled some of the questions from it? I don't know if that question makes sense, but do you hear what I'm saying? Like that sometimes the questions are a barrier between you and finding something real. You know what I'm saying?
Way to sneak that in there.
Yeah, me too, but it worked out.
I think unasked questions. Oh, honestly, to be honest, the more I'm thinking about it, and like, I have this notes app that's like, me and I share it with my friend, and it's gotten so long and it gets so glitchy by the end of the year. We have to make a new one, or had to last year. And so, I write down some of my questions, but I think I forget to talk to people about that because I don't like talking to people. People are scary. But also a lot of times I just don't know what to ask or what my questions are. Like I know I have questions. I just like I just don't even know like where to start.
Mm-hmm. How important would you say faith is in your life right now?
I'm not sure how to answer that actually. I think I don't know. Like I don't center my life around it, so I don't think it's like I wouldn't say it's the most important, but like I don't know. I'm trying to get my questions answered, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And no judgment in this, Lizzy, but why do you feel like you don't center your life around it? Is that a conscious decision? Is there something else that you're centering your life around? What is it that keeps it from being the center of your life?
I mean, to be honest, I think it always starts as an unconscious decision. It's a like I don't know. This it might not make sense, but like I feel like cheating isn't one mistake. It's like a list of things like that happens. So it's like one thing happens and then another thing happens and then eventually like you realize you're not where you started. And so I feel like that's just kind of where I'm at. Like I don't know, even like especially after I go to like not youth group, well also youth group, but like camps and stuff, like I always like I mean obviously like camp high and stuff, you're always gonna feel close to Jesus. But I think like it always starts there and then you just kind of drift away with like a list of decisions you make and choices and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel pretty confident that God actually exists, that he does exist and he's Jesus? I mean, are those things, do you feel pretty solid on, or do you feel like you have questions about that too?
I think I do have questions about that. Like, I don't know. I'm also a very literal person. And so like I I do and I don't understand it, but also like I have a really hard time wrapping my head around like miracles and just things that he's done, or I don't know, just like I'm trying to make it make sense. And I've heard that like there's way more like manuscripts or what everything, like there's so much evidence that what the Bible says is real, but like I don't know, it's just hard for me to like I don't know, I guess one grasp what it like means. Mm-hmm. The Bible physically means and what that would mean in my life. And also I don't know, maybe like the science behind it, or just like how could he take a piece of bread and like is the bread growing? Like I'm trying to picture how this would work in my head, and it's just unpicturable. Like I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. Um, Okay, so I asked you to mark off these things that you might identify with, and you marked off several. So I just wanted to go through them real quick and ask you about them. All right.
I kind of figured you'd print it out, but you actually did.
I did. I printed it out. This is how it works. I said, are you someone who, ... please choose all that apply. And I said, someone who's genuinely seeking but still skeptical or indecisive. You kind of explained that just now, just kind of feeling like you've got some bigger questions about how this would actually apply to your life. Do you feel like you would want your faith to be the anchor in your life, like the central thing? Or is there something else there right now that you like being the center of your life?
I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of the like center, I don't know, not center, but like struggles that I have is like people are like, just put like faith in Jesus, or just like trust him. But I don't know how to physically do that. Like, I understand, like, let go, like, whatever the people like, I don't know, the church people always tell you, but it's like, I don't know, like, I have a hard time, like, concrete understanding, like, what do I physically do to, and I understand, like, sure, it's different for everyone, but like, how do I even physically, like, start this? How do you, like, yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how do you love somebody?
Are you asking me this, or okay? I was like, open-ended question.
Yeah, you're the only one here with me right now.
How do you love someone?
I mean, do you know that love exists even though you can't physically touch it?
I mean, for me, I would say like loving someone is like, I don't know. This might be come up later with another question, but like, or checked box. But like, I think, not that I like want to kill myself or anything like that, but I don't think it's not too hard for me to value someone else's life like before my own. And so I think when I like care for someone else more than I care for myself, I think that's when I consider that I like love them. And like friends included, definitely. Like, yeah.
That's good. Okay, so some questions about, a little indecisive about that. You also mentioned someone who wonders how science and faith can coexist. We mentioned that you love math, but you also love science.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you real quick? Just, I don't push back on this first episode at all. I let other people come and do that hard work. But you're a science person. Obviously, you believe in some evolution. What do you think of the Big Bang? Like, how did that happen?
I mean, to be honest, it kind of seems like BS to me. I don't really understand what I think right now, to be like perfectly honest, perfectly. But like I don't know, one bang makes all of this. Like, this is crazy. Like, everything you see, like, you read it ever, I don't know if you're actually like looking into it, but like, if anything was a billionth of a trillionth of a quadrillionth of a like a millimeter off or anything like that, like, one, Big Bang wouldn't have happened. But like, also, like, this universe could not exist. Like, we wouldn't be living and breathing, and like, that's just crazy to me that like it took that precise of everything for this to happen. So like, I don't think it could happen by accident. And that's what I think the Big Bang is saying.
Well, that would be the biggest miracle in the world, wouldn't it? To have all of that happen completely at once. Like, scientists, most of them agree that that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, things banging together and then life forms. Like, I don't know how that makes sense. Make it make sense.
Would it surprise you if I said I believe in the Big Bang, that God spoke and bang, it happened?
Okay, I think that's the one thing. I was talking to my cousin about one of the guys that she never dated him, but like it was a guy that we were like teasing and stuff like that. And he was saying that he believed in the Big Bang. And the only way I think the Big Bang could happen is if like someone like God like aligned everything like that to happen. I think that's the only way something like again, like how rare it would be to actually make it happen. I think someone would have to perfectly like align all the like dominoes per se. Like so that's the only way I think it could happen.
Listen, I got a book for you to read. It's called Is Atheism Dead by Eric Metaxas. But anyway, in there he talks about exactly what you're talking about. That it would take like impossible odds. And he goes through those odds, some of them, because there's too many to list, of what it would take for all of that to happen by accident. And it's just incredible. In fact, I don't know if they teach you this in school, but Albert Einstein didn't like the idea of a beginning to the universe in the 1920s, or I think it was 1918 or something like this. And he refused to acknowledge it for quite some time because to say that everything came from one single beginning, like what you're talking about, and what scientists agree today is a predominant theory of how this whole universe, how everything began in an instant, a Big Bang, sounded way too much like God. It sounded way too much like a deity. And that's an interesting thing when you think about how in school we're taught it's either this or it's that, when in reality, wouldn't what we read in Genesis, and you're familiar with Genesis because you've been at church all your life, when God spoke and it happened, it would look somewhat like he spoke and it happened, just like they say happened with Big Bang.
Yeah, that's interesting. I forgot what I was just thinking about.
I know.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this, and I don't know, but like, did God just exist, and was he just like having tea parties with like his angels, and then one day it was just like, I'm bored and need like a reality TV show, but make it real, and just was like, let's create some people, or like, did he like, or did he like, because he's like, I don't know, this is like he's always existed, right? That's like what people are claiming, right? So like, why did he create Earth? Like, did he just like, because it like Earth didn't exist and then one day it did. So like, I mean, he didn't create it at the beginning of his existence, because that would put a timeline on when God existed, right? If we're saying he's infinite. And so like, I just like, why are we here? I just like, yeah, like, I don't know. And then also, what did he do before Earth was created? Like, I don't know.
Those are great questions. All right. So we already touched on you grew up in church, but you have questions. Okay, you marked this one. Someone who's questioning her identity. Tell me about that.
That's kind of why I was debating whether or not to check that box, because I didn't want it to be like thought of in that way. There's this song on Instagram that I've run across a few times, but I don't know. Anywho,
what song is it?
It's called Skinny, and I don't know. I've just always so identity is a huge amount of things, but I've struggled with a lot of different things. Like, I don't know, like, yeah, who I am. And then my future has always been something I've struggled with. So like, who I am, and then what I'm meant to do with who I am. Yeah, just like, I don't know. Yeah.
Like, do you feel like your inner voice is kind or kind of mean?
I don't know. I just like, I feel like I'm optimistic and pessimistic and realistic. Like, I don't know how that's supposed to work, but it does. And so, like, I don't know. I know probably every girl struggles with like self-image, but like, that's, I don't know. Just, I don't know. I feel like most of the time, around 50-50, I like hate myself. Just like bluntly. Just, I don't know. Maybe not hate, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm really bad at comparing myself, and it's not even necessarily physical people. It's just my imagination or my own thoughts of what I should be. and for what I should be doing, what I should be accomplishing, and then I feel stuck and like I don't know.
I think that's really good. I do think that that's a common. I know that I've struggled with that, especially when I was about your age. It was a real struggle, the comparison trap and feeling like, what am I doing? I wish I was like her. I wish I was, my mind was different, whatever. What do you think the purpose of your life is, Lizzy?
I have no idea. Like, I mean, I don't, to be honest, if you're trying to say, I don't know, it's like worship God. I've actually talked with someone about this, and I think like your purpose, okay, I don't know how to, but like your purpose can't be to glorify God because that would mean that God needs glory. And so I think it would have to be a side effect of like loving God and like being in his presence. And so like I don't know. Like yeah.
If our purpose was to glorify God, why does it necessitate that he needs that worship? Just asking.
But if he created us, right? And so if he created us to glorify him, like that would like why would he create us to glorify him? Like if he doesn't need the glory. Does he just want someone to like stroke his ego or something?
What about if I changed the wording a little bit and I said the purpose of life was to know God and to make him known? Would that change?
I think it could be, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that later too. So someone who is looking for restoration or hope, you marked that too. Tell me about that.
The world sucks sometimes, a lot of the time. And so I don't know. Dang, I'm dark. Ooh. And so I don't know. I think like without God, that would suck way more. And so I just feel like, I don't know. The hope of that. Like I don't know. That I'm not alone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's good. Someone who wonders how trusting Jesus impacts mental health or self-harm. Tell me about that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm in person because I have anxiety and this helps, and I have snacks because that gives my hands something to do besides playing with themselves and touching the seat and I don't know. Yeah, just like I don't know, people are like, just trust God with your mental health. And I don't know, like apparently it works for them, so I don't know, maybe it'll work for me.
Has it worked so far?
I don't think I know how to trust, so no.
Why do you think you have a problem trusting? Tell me where that comes from.
I'm not really sure. I've become very like self-sufficient, and so like I now can ask for help sometimes. But like if I fail, it's because something that I did and I can learn to fix that and be better. But if I failed because I like trusted someone else, I feel like I don't know, like that's something I can't fix. And so I think maybe something along that.
Do you feel like there's something from your past? No, let me get to psychoanalyzing you here. Do you
I
feel,
do myself too, so.
Do you feel like there's something from your past where you trusted somebody and they let you down and that's impacted how your relationships are today?
I mean, to be honest, like micro things, I haven't had any big momentous thing. Oh, I trusted them and they killed my father, prepared to die. But like, I haven't had anything like huge that would like make a great story or anything. Just, I think it's just also in my personality. Like I don't know, like if I have questions, I ask them so then I can figure out the answers. And it's like, I think it's like I've had to do that, like so I can understand things. And so it's like I don't really like I can ask for help and then I receive help, but it's I don't know, I just don't think I've just ever really learned how to trust. Maybe when I was a baby. I don't know. So maybe I unlearned it. I don't know.
Were there people in your life early on or as a child that came and went? Sometimes that kind of stuff impacts whether we can trust it, later on. People that you were kind of counting on or people that you hoped would be in your life?
I mean, I would say like friendships. When I was younger, I had a lot of friends that moved away, and it was kind of funny. I was talking to my mom about like my friendships and stuff like that, and people, and they're actually all people that like moved here that I'm really at all close with. Like none of the people really have lived here for their whole life, and so I was just like, huh.
Okay. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that. And then I'm sorry that I gave you a hard time about recording over the computer, since now I know it's an anxiety thing. See, you just never know. You never know. Although I still might try to get you to record over the computer with me once in a while.
Oh, I'm also just so awkward. That's like a mix of the two. It just would not. I don't think go for it.
I think it would be okay. I think you got to give it a shot, and then we can decide never to do it again. Okay. Someone who has questions about other religions or faith expressions. Do you want to differentiate between Christianity and those other things, or tell me about that?
Oh, what's a faith expression? You can edit this out if you want. But
No, it's okay. It'd be like people who have the same essentials as, going to, you guys go to the Nazarene church right now. Mm-hmm. So maybe like someone who's Lutheran or, or Catholic, like someone who has questions about those kind of things.
Well, starting there, I would say like I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Like with Martin Luther, he's the one who created the. I think my family and me are like non-denominational. Like we're currently at a Nazarene church. I don't really know what the Nazarenes like believe. I don't know. My dad's a brewer. He makes alcohol, so I don't know if they do that or not. I don't know. But we make it, we sell it, we have it in our house. So like I don't really understand the difference between a lot of them. And also like it's kind of interesting to me that like all these people can believe in the same God but still have so many differences. And I don't know, like my mom has talked about like I think it's semantics, that's like words, right? And how like words are phrased and what their intentions and their meanings are. And so like I'm wondering, I get like why there are so many, and like if they actually all believe the same thing, and like how different they are. And I don't know. I'm not wondering as much anymore, but like I would say like there is so many religions out there, and everyone believes that they are right, and they like that they're correct, and that I mean maybe not heaven and hell for everyone else, but like just that just like that you have to do this one or I don't know, not good things happen, or I don't know what they all believe, to be honest. I've grown up like in a Christian household, so
yeah, it'd be a good conversation to have, just to kind of talk about why Christianity would be good. All right, someone who struggles with why God would care about her love life. You marked that one. Tell me why.
Like, yes, my love life, but just my life in general. Mm-hmm. Just like, why am I important when there is 8 billion other people in this world? I just like, he's like he's omnipresent, omnipotent, so he's like always there for everyone at the same time. But like, I don't know. I just don't think like why is my life like I don't know, why do you still believe in me? Like why do you keep like fighting for me when I don't know how like to fight for myself, I guess. I don't know.
That was actually one of the questions you wrote down, wasn't it? Why am I chosen?
Yeah, essentially.
Why the 99 and then come after me?
Yeah.
Where do you think that question comes from, Lizzy?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm not the easiest person, and like there's so many other easier people in the world, and I'm like, and you still want me? I don't know. So like, everyone in the world is supposed to have a chance, right? Like some encounter or something with God, so that everyone has the ability to choose, because like love isn't love without a choice. Would you say that's right? Yeah.
I think there's a lot that could be said there, but I think God, he creates people. There's no such thing as throwaway people. And people who didn't have an opportunity to choose, God already has the knowledge and the ability to know that they wouldn't have chosen him, right? So, yeah, I think God's sovereign and he's good, if that kind of answers that question.
So you're telling me I'm not a random person named apples to apples? Okay. You think that everyone has... I don't know. I just feel like I'm privileged. I'm not rich, but like I am not wondering where my water is going to come from. I'm not wondering where my food is going to come from. I'm not wondering where the next paycheck is. I have 2 loving parents, and a brother, and a whole set of grandparents. Like, so like I understand that I'm very privileged, but like I just like I feel like so many other people don't have the same opportunities that I have, and like the I don't know, just like, like with the disciples, how they were there and believed, and like the people who don't see, and I don't know where I'm going with this, honestly. What am I thinking?
No. It's all right. I hear what you're saying, and I think it's a good question.
Oh.
Why does he choose some people and not others?
Yeah, like he's like I've had so many opportunities, and I've literally grown up in a Christian home, and I'm still having all these questions, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just like I'm like, why are you still here for me? Like, not that I'm the throwaway name, but like I just don't think I don't know. Like, you'd have so much of an easier time convincing other people when I am like having questions in science and math, and like I'm so literal, and so it's like I don't really know how to read between lines, and he's doing things that don't make sense, and so it's like.
Have you ever felt a real sense of his love for you, or a real sense of him trying to get your attention?
I think getting my attention, yes. I'm not sure about the love thing, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely talk about that. And then we already talked about you not being sure about the Bible a little bit, how it all came together. But then this final one, I think it kind of touches on some of what you're talking about. Someone who doesn't know where she belongs. If you want to expand on that just a little bit, Lizzy, and then we'll breeze through a couple of these final questions.
I don't know. Like, you've said I'm unique. And so it's like, I don't know. I'm special. I'm the chosen one. Oh, no. But like, I feel like sometimes I just feel like everyone else is living their own life. And like, I'm just not sure how I'm supposed to fit into this puzzle that we are as humans. But I don't know. It's just like, I think my whole life, like, I am in a lot better place now. Like, not like I was in a dark place. Calm down. But just like, I feel like, I don't know, like when I was younger, to be honest, I've never really been that popular. And it was something I really wanted to be when I was younger. And I understand that popularity isn't everything, and it really only matters. Like, you don't need to have a lot of friends, it just matters the few that you do have, and like your connections with them. And where was I going with this?
No, it was good. I was asking you about belonging and if you ever felt God calling you or, his love for you. And you said you weren't sure about the love.
Yeah, so I like really struggled like with where I belonged all of elementary school, and then honestly all of a lot of middle school too. And then high school, like I've more found, honestly, COVID really helped. Like sure, COVID sucked, but like for me, it was like really eye opening, and I think I honestly really haven't had any true friends until like during and after COVID. Like I had the people that I would say hi to, but it was like I didn't really. Okay, maybe I had a few for you, but like the few friends I did have moved away, and so like it was just hard for me, like because I don't know, like I'm not necessarily like a good Christian girl, and so I don't necessarily feel like I don't know with a lot of the Christian people, like they're like not telling me with their words, but I feel like implying that I don't belong with them, but I also don't belong with a lot of other groups, and so it's like I don't want to. I don't belong to every group, but I don't belong to any one group, and so it's just like, and life isn't groups. I understand that, but it's just like I don't know, just a sense of feeling lost all the times, and especially now. Honestly, I am not in college yet because I'm took the quarter off to travel and do things, but so I don't belong to high school and the people I knew there. Like I'm still friends with some of them, a good amount of them. But then also in college, I'm not in college yet, and so I don't have really. I mean, I guess I have one, but like I'm not really like belonging there, and so I don't have a group of friends there, and so it's like I'm just like stuck in the middle, and I'm like in nowhere land.
Thank you for sharing. Lizzy, thank you for being so honest about all of these questions too, and about just, adding on to some of this stuff. I really appreciate you doing this. Yeah, so some questions. Obviously, we just went through quite a few. You had written down religion and science, 99 versus a 1. Why am I worth it? I don't know, the knowing everything and letting some things happen, but not others. Tell me about that one, because I didn't hear you ask that one.
I don't know. Like I feel like you hear people and they're like really angry with God for some things. Maybe like he let your mom die, or your grandma, or your best friend, your husband, your spouse, like whoever, and like people are really angry with God, and so here I can even pull up my notes app, but I was like this last week I was like talking about like prayer, and I was like, well, why do we pray? Because prayer, it doesn't affect the end result, because like is does one person, is it because they have a big enough effect? Like is that why he's going to heal the one person? Like I don't know. You know that kid that died of whatever a few days ago? Like like I'm so many people like prayed for him, but like is it like not enough? Like I have no connection with this kid. I don't know him. I've seen him on social media. Did he not touch enough people's hearts to be like saved? Like do they need to have enough like reach for God to save? Like, and then 99 versus 1, like why does he choose to save some people but not others? Like is it some people are like not necessarily like deemed worth it, but like is the like result of who they're impacting worth it, or is it like yeah, just like why does he choose to save some people but not others? Like how is that, I don't know, decision made, or I don't know.
Yeah. I appreciate that question. I think having a conversation about prayer and faith and those kind of things, I think would be a really powerful one. What do you hope to get from this podcasting experience?
I don't know. Answered questions. You're gonna ask me the 4 questions now, or is that the end?
Oh, you have listened to the podcast before.
Yeah, not like all of
it. Okay, why did you come on?
Finding something real. Okay. Janelle asked me, probably a lot of times.
I asked her 2 times.
I caved. That's the honest reason. I caved.
Oh my word.
Hey, you're getting honesty with me.
That's fine. I don't care why you're here. I think you got a lot of great questions, girl. So we're going to go for it.
You said I would be a good host.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. The Finding Something Real podcast. Do you want to say the final question? Do you know what it is?
The Finding Something Real podcast is about finding restoration, eternity, authenticity, and love. Which of those 4 questions stands out to you? I honestly don't know because they each mean something to me in a different way. Like restoration. Like I don't know. Like I feel like honestly right now I am pretty far from God, and I think like I do need restoration, eternity. Like I don't know. Like I guess the questions about the afterlife. Like I like if I died today, what would happen to me? Like I'm really not sure. And but like also at the same time, I don't. I feel like so a lot of times I like if I did believe in like if I did like fully commit, would I be doing it for the right reasons, or am I just doing it to get into heaven free pass? Like, and so like I struggle with that, like doing it for the right reasons, because like sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared that I'm gonna die and go to hell, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, God, like, oh, I believe in you and all this stuff, but I'm like, do I really, or am I just saying that to convince myself that I'm gonna be okay in the end? Authenticity. I would say I'm pretty authentic, and so I don't know. Like, I don't know if that one stands out to me as much, but like, if I'm authentic and like, and there's a God out there who is just as authentic and maybe even more so, like, I don't know. As like a teenager, it's 13-year-old would say that's pretty dope. Real love. I think love is also something I've struggled with. Like, I don't know. Like, how can I love other people when I don't love myself? And how can someone love me with no conditions when that's all I know for myself, like love with conditions? And like, to be honest, there's a lot of my friends that I'm pretty close with, and it's like, I would rob a bank with you. Like, I don't know. So maybe I know it for other people, but I don't understand how someone could feel like, I don't know, 99 versus 1. Like, why me? Like, how does he have enough love for me when I don't know how to? So I would say real stands out to me.
All right. Smart Alec. Lizzy, I'm really grateful for you. Thank you for coming on here and sharing some of your story, a lot of your questions. You have a lot of good ones. And I think we're going to
get a script next time of exactly what we said this time with better audio.
No. Well, I could probably come up with some stuff. Yeah. So that way it's easier it'll be an outline. How about that? I'll give you an outline and then you won't be anxious about doing it. And then it'll record.
You can't use parts of this or a lot of this?
I'm going to use part of this, but I'm going to use it as like promo stuff, not as for the full episode, probably. I got the dog and the flying gnat and the snacks.
Finding something real.
I know. This is definitely a preview of things to come. More real. If you would like to be on the podcast this season, it doesn't get more real than this. I'm excited for the people we're going to invite on. It's going to be quite a few. We might have to have some bonus episodes playing in the summer and I got too many the questions. Winter. It's great. Lizzy, it's great. And I'm excited. Now go read your Bible and until next time.